Kind of glad to be done. It's starting to get pretty blustery out there.
I mean, it started blowing in the very beginning. Really, I mean, when I got on that first hole, it didn't feel like it was blowing that much until all of a sudden I saw how far the drive and the 8 iron I hit. That ended up going about 130. But yeah, it was a challenge today. I mean, you had the wind pumping and it was gusty and kind of swirling. And I think that's what makes this play so difficult is when it starts gusting. It's one thing if it stays consistent, blowing 10, 15, 20. If it's just a constant blow, that's fine. But when you start getting areas where, hey, 12 for example today, I hit it in the water, I hit 8 iron and overturned it left, and it went 133 yards. And Seamus hit 8 iron and flew it into the back bunker right over the flag. And so it's kind of one of those things that you just got to figure out what gust it's going to hit and what direction it's going, and it just makes this place even harder, especially with the greens getting a little firmer. Not, I mean, they're still relatively receptive, but I mean they're just going to keep on getting firmer as the day goes on.
Are there certain greens that are a little firmer than others?
Oh, for sure. Certain greens are a little firmer, certain greens are a little slower. I mean, 17 and 18. I mean, 18 I was on top, I was back edge of the green, and I haven't seen anyone really leave that putt short that gets it down the hill. And not only did I leave it short, I left myself 3.5 footer. And it's just stuff like that you kind of know certain holes they have to play a little bit more receptive, had to play a little bit slower in the beginning of the day because with the weather coming in and the wind blowing, it's just going to bake them out. And it's going to be interesting kind of seeing how this afternoon goes.
Is there so you're saying more that it's the gusting, not the swirling of the wind that makes it hard?
And both makes it tough around here. I mean, that's the thing is you step on some of these holes and you get in these little valleys in between some certain trees. The wind could be going one way, but then once it hits those trees, it turns and you feel something completely different where you're at. And that's just what you have to expect when you're around here. Is you have to expect to get weird feelings on certain shots, but get comfortable knowing where it is. But it was supposed to be west-southwest all day, and there was no way. I mean, there were certain parts of that golf course I swear felt completely different and played differently. And that's what makes this place fun. Is you have those kind of things. It makes it frustrating, but at the same time fun.
Is that what with you and Kessler knowing this place is kind of the way you guys do? Course knowledge has to help you get it.
Yeah, for sure. Course knowledge is always a blessing around this place. I think the biggest thing is just you have to hit the ball solid. If you're making solid contact, the wind doesn't affect it quite as much. It's when you start miss-hitting shots is when it starts getting everywhere. And I felt like for the most part today, the contact was where it needed to be. There's a couple loose shots here or there, but it's just one of those things. I have to make a putt outside of 10 feet. I haven't done it yet this week, and I think I'm due.
So you're
Saving them for the weekend.
Yeah. I mean, you're 7 off the lead. So
yeah.
Well, how do you feel going into the weekend?
I feel good. I felt like yesterday I made a bunch of mental mistakes that a rookie around this place would have made, rather than someone who's played here 1,000 times. And it's just kind of one of those things. It's that today I felt like, besides of course hitting in the water on 12, if I were to step up on that tee again, I'd hit the same club. There's no way from 154 yards that I'm going to go ahead and think that it's a 7 iron. I mean, my full 8 iron goes 175 in the air, and it went 133, and I pulled it. It was left. I mean, so it's kind of one of those things that I felt like the decision making today was solid. I felt like the execution was close. There's obviously a couple shots I felt like I could have gotten back, but I just need to get a little closer and just make some putts. I mean, it's hard to win any golf tournament, nonetheless a major, with making 0 putts outside 10 feet through 2 days.
Nothing over 10.
If you were asked this yesterday, I'm sorry, but the honorary starters, they both all commented how moved they were by Hideki's speech that he learned it.
Unbelievable.
I just wonder what your thoughts were and how good was the food.
It was well, the speech was unbelievable. I mean, for that to be his first speech or interview or anything in all English was amazing, and to not have any paper, nothing. He looked at us all straight in the eye and gave that speech. It was amazing. I mean, it just shows you how important it is to be a part of the group and a part of the champions is, where everyone can understand, the speech and what he's saying. And then on top of it, I mean, who can go wrong with A5 ribeye? I mean, that was unbelievable. The food was top notch from the beginning, from the sushi until, and through the dessert. I mean, and at the same time, honestly, the food's always going to be great when you have great company. And to be in a group of those guys and to hear the stories from, guys around my time all the way to stories from guys like Mr. Player, Mr. Nicholas, it's just unbelievable. Thanks, guys.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.